Welcome, Alexandra. Thank you so much for joining us to celebrate World Day of Social Justice and represent your nonprofit, Positive Planet, as the marketing communications lead. And right before we start, I'd understand a little bit about you. How are you related to Positive Planet, and how did you get on this journey for social justice with your nonprofit?
Okay, thank you very much for having me and for giving us this opportunity to talk about what we do at Positive Planet. Positive Planet is a nonprofit organization which helps people from underprivileged areas to create their own business. Social justice for us is to give opportunities, equal opportunities to everyone, and we think that it's also by having new role models in underprivileged areas that we will favor entrepreneurship and social justice, and that's the reason why we decided to use this tool, entrepreneurship, as a way of getting out of poverty.
All right. Now, that you mentioned that to get out of poverty, and this is just one very major way to do that. So just to understand a little bit more about the way your nonprofit is doing that, would I love to understand what are the different programs and initiatives that you have taken so far to work for this cause.
What we are doing is we have 46 offices throughout France, based in really in underprivileged areas, because we think that it's not like you're from Paris, from your a very nice building, and you decide to say, okay, here we're doing this and that. No, that's not the way we work. The way we work is to go in the underprivileged areas and to really help people by giving them a really tailor-made program. Let's say it's a program, because it will depend on who they are, where they come from. We really tailor-made our program so it fits everyone. When someone comes to us, it's like, okay, we're trying to understand who they are and what they want. So it's really the way we're working. And the other thing we're doing also is that we help those people to create their business in what we call, and what it is, a positive economy. I mean, the thing is that not to help them in creating business, we will once again pollute will damage the environment. The idea is really to give them tools to create business in positive economy structures. I mean, environmental can be social justice as well. I mean, if they hire people from underprivileged areas, for example, not discrimination. I mean, we are trying to help them also if they help refugees, if they help people who are in precarious conditions, let's say. I mean, that's the way we want their business to work as well. It's not like to profit for profit. I mean, it's a business that can help the society to live better together.
And Alexandra, I'm just quite curious, since you mentioned that you tailor make the programs as per the need and how it is, so it makes an actual difference in people's life. And everyone has this notion about France, like it's a beautiful country, and one wouldn't normally picture a problem like these when you hear the word France. So I want you to kind of use this place to maybe bust some myths when it comes to France and the problems that it faces with respect to social justice.
I think that every country, I mean, experienced social injustice, discrimination. I mean, it's like human. I mean, it's not like because you're from Paris or from France that everyone is perfect and very nice and glamorous. It's not really the case. The reality is that we have people who are living in really precarious conditions, and the fact is that it's really linked to discrimination. I mean, in France, at a certain point, it's not only in France, but I'm going to talk about France because it's really the country I live in and I know, but we've decided that, okay, like poor people, you're going to be over there, and we're going to put the other people in another areas, so you're not living together. You will not have the same education, you will not have the same opportunities, you will not go to the same places, and this caused a lot of damages to France and to living together. So the idea the creator Jacques Attali had was to say, okay, we need to go to those places and to help those people so they can create their own business the same way people from the elite do. I mean, it's really the same way. So we decided to do that, and we think that entrepreneurship, it's okay, it's something that can help you get out of poverty, but also that can, value you. You become someone, you become an entrepreneur, you become someone you can, you become a role model as well to other people from your conditions that can decide, okay, it is possible, I can do it as well. So that's the way we work, and that's the reason in France it's also important to have this, because it's not like what we can see in movies or things like that. France is also, or has also, underprivileged areas, and we need to take care of everyone if we want more justice in the whole society.
Absolutely. And sorry, Darshika, please go on.
No, I was just wanted to ask you, like you have said, there is such a stark difference of what Paris is being portrayed and what France is being portrayed and what it is actually. So I just wanted to ask, how does your organization help in mitigating this poverty, all these issues, by bringing in social justice into?
Yeah, well, how we do it, I mean, it's what we do actually is like we have 150 volunteers working for us, and we have also 70 people working like really in the organization. And the idea of it, it's to help them doing their business plan, how to do a business plan, and just I'm going to go back to the start of this sentence, but what we decided, it's to help them from the idea. So that's okay, I have this idea, I would like to create this business, to also after, when they create it, because what we learned is that when you're from underprivileged areas, okay, you're more resilient, you have like several things that will help you create, but then you will not have the network. The network is really important if you want to keep on working on developing your business, etc. And we've noticed that, and one of our tools to help this is to say, okay, what we are going to do, we're going to create a club of people, of entrepreneurs from the same areas as you, and we'll try to help you open your network so everyone can work together, and we can help you find mentors, people who are going to follow you for a year and help you develop and say, okay, they're also business creators, and they're going to say, okay, you need to improve this part, or you need to go to this market, just call this person because I know him, he can help you. I mean, the way we're working, it's like a whole thing. It's not like, okay, you have your idea, you create, and that's it, because of course this won't work. I mean, what it's not a one shot. You need to say, okay, you're going to create, but the first years are going to be very difficult. So if we want you to live from it, to really start having a payroll and things like that, I mean, you need to develop your company. So that's the way we work. We work on the whole for the whole period, and we have a good impact because, like, at 3 years' time, we have 60% of our companies who are still on. I mean, we're still existing. So it's quite a good figure. Of course, we're trying to to increase it, but it's still it's the way we work. It's really the way we want social justice to be brought to every areas in France.
Great. This was really insightful. You said your organization provides the networking help to the budding entrepreneurs. Apart from that, like, if somebody wants to work for your organization, what are other aspects of your organization that they can help with?
Well, they can help in different manners. I mean, the first thing, of course, is that to help our entrepreneurs to develop their network, so to be a mentor. I think that is really an important part of it. Then you can find different ways. I mean, what we have, I mean, if you want to develop, for example, we have someone working for us, a volunteer, is going to help us developing a project to help more people. I mean, you can say, okay, I have the idea that for your organization, I could help you with trying to find more funds to help more people, and we can do it this way by working on this project. I mean, they can lead a project if they have any ideas, things like that. Then, of course, the easiest way for us to help more people, because we have, like, as I said, 70 people working like permanently for us. The easiest way is to give us donations and things like that. I mean, if you give, for example, to create a business to help someone, it's about 3,000 euros to help one person. That's the cost of helping a person in creating its business and helping him or her to develop it. That's more or less the thing. So the more, of course, donations we have, the more we can help people. And then the volunteers, it's to be a mentor could be an option as well.
Great. It is very amazing how you are bridging entrepreneurs and investors, in finding funds and information and all the necessary help. So I wanted to ask you, in social justice, what are the core fundamentals behind it?
I'd say that the core fundamentals of social justice are education. I think first thing first is education. I think if we have equal education, we will have equal opportunities and we will finally get social justice. The other one, it's of course equal employment opportunities. I don't know how it works in other countries, but for example, in France, if you're from certain areas, if you've not done the right school or things like that, you're not even considered. So it's like, okay, you get your resume, but okay, they're going to check where you live and where you got your studies. And if you're not from what they want you to be from, you're just out. So equal employment opportunities are important. And of course, the last thing, but it's all, the thing is that everything is connected, of course, but it's fight against discrimination. I mean, it's really not possible today in 2022 to have still problems because based on your color, the color of your skin. I mean, it's really not even, I mean, like for a human brain, I really don't get that. I mean, it's not possible to still have this. So social justice, if you have discrimination, it's just not possible. So we should like really work on education, equal employment opportunities, and fight against discriminations. And when we're settled with that, we will have social justice, I think.
Absolutely. And thank you, Alexandria, for all that relevant information in terms of social justice, how a nonprofit is bridging that gap, and how can we support your nonprofit in tangible ways. Lastly, I'd love for you to leave a message for all the supporters and volunteers who would be watching this video. Just a couple of lines from you to motivate them to help your nonprofit. All yours.
Okay. Well, I haven't prepared this one, right? I think the way Positive Planet is working is really to have an impact on the ground. I mean, as I said, we are based everywhere in France, and we are trying really to help everyone in need in creating their business, in being and becoming a role model to other people, so people get inspired, and that they really take their fate and their future in their hands. So that's really the way we're working. It's not like, okay, they come and we do everything for them. It's not that. It's really, okay, you come, you have an idea, and we treat you really the way everyone should be treated. I mean, humanly and as everyone else. I mean, it's not because you're from an underprivileged areas that you should be treated another way. I mean, everyone needs respect. So that's the first thing we're working on. It's to respect people and to help them create their business. Because we think it's by having more people creating their business that we will also develop underprivileged areas, because many times in those areas you lack of business, you lack of markets, you lack of everything. So I mean, it's really by giving dynamism to those parts that you will help eradicate poverty, and you will have social justice as well. And what I would say, it's like if you want to do good, if you want to help people, if you want to see how many people you've helped, we can provide many stories of people throughout France who benefited from our organization. So just have a look on our website, and you'll see that you can make a difference, and that everyone in Positive Planet is working to make this difference.